Welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey now to 500,000 subscribers. So do me a favor. If you like what you hear, you want to be in the know, hit subscribe, watch, comment, and share with your friends because the chaos, it's not going away. Including earlier this week, Trump made a big announcement. He's planning on sending 30,000 migrants to Gitmo, to Guantanamo Bay. Imagine this, that they have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo Bay, and he's intending on using this prison, which is run by the United States in Cuba, in order to house these migrants. Talk about DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. Doesn't sound efficient to me to take them first to Guantanamo and then to ship them off somewhere else. That just doesn't make any sense. But here's the funnier part. Everyone, I mean everyone is scrambling to keep up with Trump's non-traditional moves. And I want to start by showing you something, an article from Politico saying that the Pentagon is scrambling right now. Here's what it says. First one, Trump's Guantanamo Bay plan sends Pentagon scrambling. Defense officials are trying to figure out how to hold thousands of people on an aging military base with minimal staff. The article goes on to say President Donald Trump's plan to use Guantanamo Bay to detain migrants thrusts the Pentagon into a challenging, costly new effort, just as officials vow to refocus the military on its core mission. The recent executive order to move thousands of non-citizens to an aging military base in Cuba came as a shock to the Pentagon. Officials are now rushing to come up with a plan to house up to 30,000 people, far more than the 780 detainees who stayed in a detention camp on the base during the peak of the war on terror. Lastly, it turns around and it says, Defense Department officials are discussing using tents, although they face the challenge of tropical weather, limited staff, and access to medical treatments for migrants. And they're attempting to balance resources and finances with another Trump order that troops head to the southern border to enhance security. Look, let me be very clear. There's so much here that needs to be unpacked. It's not just the non-citizens. You may have seen the other day in New Jersey and elsewhere, ICE raided a group, a business and a house, and they took out not only non-citizens, but citizens as well. And there is an entire section that we could talk about for hours here. It's called the AUMF, which is the authorization for use of military force. Does not allow Guantanamo Bay to be used to house U.S. citizens. It is not for U.S. citizens. But doesn't make a difference what we say. Here's what Trump said about this during his presser. Play the clip.
Today, I'm also signing an executive order to instruct the Departments of Defense and Homeland Security to begin preparing the 30,000-person migrant facility at Guantanamo Bay. Most people don't even know about it. We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo to detain the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people. Some of them are so bad we don't even trust the countries to hold them because we don't want them coming back, so we're going to send them out to Guantanamo. This will...
I don't even know where to go. I don't even know what to say. I can't believe this is the man who I know so well. I am blown away. I know he's always wanted to do something with Guantanamo Bay. He likes the name. He likes the stigma and the image of this prison camp. But is this really what you do? You're going to now create a 30,000 bed migrant holding facility? I don't think so. And in another presser, Trump claimed that foreign countries are sending us only their criminals. Only the criminals from these foreign countries are coming to America. Play the clip.
Regarding Guantanamo Bay, you want 30,000 new beds there. Is there a possibility that will increase, or is 30,000?
It could increase, yes.
What would be the maximum?
It depends, but countries that won't take back their criminals that they sent into us, they sent them to us. They put them into the caravans, and they came in. As sure as you're standing there, they were sent by those countries. Then they're going to be met very harshly with sanctions, etc.
And when are you hoping to have Guantanamo Bay, this new facility, up and running?
It'll be up pretty quickly.
How much do you think it's going to cost?
Not very much. A lot of the structure is already there, as you know.
Mr. President, you said that incompetence may have played a role. Are you?
First of all, I don't even know how. I don't even know how you keep 30,000 people there. The place, as I was saying before, used to house 781 detainees. Jessica Tarlov on Fox spoke about the deportation move and how impossible this really is. You can't just sign an executive order and make something happen. Play the clip.
So an offshore immigrant prison that has never held more than 800 people is going to house 30,000. Seems unlikely, but maybe. Also, Tom Homan and Trump saying it's going to be the housing for the criminals. About 50% of the 7,300 that they have gotten rid of are actually criminals. And we're even detaining Americans. Did you see this story in Milwaukee? A mom, a grandmother, and a toddler were speaking Spanish. God forbid. Get taken in. They had to show IDs and birth certificates to get out their Puerto Rican.
People make mistakes. But we're totally behind what's happening even when a mistake is made. We're not like Democrats that go, oh, well, the mistake is the policy itself.
No, come on. You know that if you're only getting, at best, half out of the group that you said that you were sending back, the Colombians, the Washington Post did a story on this.
That's more than, they're getting, you made one exception.
No,
this family.
I just said that about 50% from NBC's reporting of the 7,300 that they have gotten out are actually criminals.
Oh, but the rest are illegals. So what's the problem?
Then just say that. Just say we're getting everybody out who's here undocumented.
You can
I have no words. And again, last week, Trump then threatened to deport, get a load of this one. He also wants to deport American criminals, people who are born in this country or who have citizenship, that he is going to be able to destroy, to rewrite the Constitution, to strip an American of their birthright, citizenship, and deport them to another country. Play the clip.
They even break into apartments and rape elderly women and beat up elderly men, beat them to hell. And I don't want these violent repeat offenders in our country any more than I want illegal aliens from other countries who misbehave. And I say, and this is subject to getting it approved, but if they've been arrested many, many times, they're repeat offenders by many numbers, I want them out of our country. I also will be seeking permission to do so. We're going to get approval, hopefully, to get them the hell out of our country along with others. Let them be brought to a foreign land and maintained by others for a very small fee, as opposed to be maintained in our jails for massive amounts of money, including the private prison companies that charge us a fortune. Let them be brought out of our country and let them live there for a while. Let's see how they like it. You'll see crime all over the country,
I don't even know, again, where to start. I can't believe this is the man who I sat shoulder to shoulder with, defended year after year. This is not even him talking. I want to be clear to each and every one of you watching this. This is not Donald Trump talking. This is Donald Trump reading. But this is not Donald Trump talking. He doesn't believe any of this shit. This is stuff that is put together by the Steve Bannons of the world, the Steve Millers of the world, Heritage Foundation with this Project 2025. He's just reading it off, all right, thinking that, you know what, it's popular enough that ended up getting him elected. There is no way first of all, much of what he's saying isn't true, that there's these gang members and they're going in and at crazy numbers, they're raping the elderly and they're beating the shit out of the elderly and so on. I'm not sure where this information, where is this coming from? And just like what we saw in the clip before with Jessica Tarlov, where they turn around and they say, well, you're trying to make the denominator the same as the numerator, therefore it's 100%. That's exactly what they're doing here. They're trying to make, okay, maybe it happened in one place in the country by one individual who had a rap sheet. That doesn't mean that every single person, first of all, is let out, and every single criminal that comes out is now beating up the elderly or raping the elderly. It's bullshit. Now, lastly, I want to show you a clip of dear old Kristi Noem speaking to Laura Ingraham, right, in full about Border Patrol gear. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. Play the clip.
And now, Kristi Noem, Secretary of Homeland Security. Secretary Noem, thanks for joining us. How soon will Gitmo be ready? We kind of floated this idea a couple of nights ago because obviously they had all the Haitian refugees there. But how soon will the facility be ready to take in these illegals?
You know, it won't take very long at all. We already have some dangerous criminals there that are illegal aliens. And so the facilities can be stood up quite quickly. They're soft-sided. And we have the space. We just got to get to work.
What do you think of these officials from blue cities like Minneapolis, St. Paul, that are essentially saying, don't even think about worrying, we got you, to the aliens?
Well, they're not taking care of their people. Clearly, we want to come in and help make their streets safer. It was amazing to me the other morning when I was in New York City. It was 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and the community members were walking past us on the streets and saying, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for getting these folks out of these apartment buildings, these dangerous.
I'd like to see that on a videotape. If in fact that was true, by the way, I think she looks adorable in all green, right? I mean, she's like a little Barbie doll in her full Border Patrol gear. I mean, that's a fashion statement. Next thing you know, Trump's going to be selling it on his merch store. Let me be very clear. If they had people thanking them, you would have seen it all over the internet. It's not true. Much of the stuff that they say isn't true. In fact, the federal government just doesn't have the right to go into states and to start to do certain things. And this is the big fight that you've heard going on, that if in fact that any state or any representative of a state interferes with this federal mandate, that they too can be arrested. This is going to be a shit show, my friends, beyond shit shows. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.